Introducing National Streaming Sports, live and on-demand sports talk programming that you can access 24/7. For the premier sports talk experience, tap into our Roku channel. Start your mornings with Mac and Jack covering all the weekend sports action. Then pour a cup and enjoy all the sports you can drink on the Coffee and Sports podcast. At midday, talk sports from east to west on the Coast to Coast podcast. Followed at night by some hot girl talk with Prim and Proper Sports featuring Sonja Pearson. Talk boxing on the Gloved Fist. Yankee fans tune in for Start Spreading the News. And there's more on the College Sports Huddle and Sports Scope with Robert Butler. There are 20 podcasts in all and 70 weekly shows giving us a 3.4-star viewer rating. To find us on Roku TV, search for National Streaming Sports on the Roku search bar. Click on the logo and you're in. National Streaming Sports, live and on-demand sports talk for America.
We're going to be live in just a minute, y'all.
I'm Mac, CEO of National Streaming Sports Network and the host of the Mac and Jack Sports Show. And you're watching Our Lady of Sports, Sonja Pearson, host of Prim and Proper Sports. Thanks for watching.
What's up, everybody? It's Friday. I'm Sonja. These are the fellas. You guys know how it is with these technical difficulties. Sorry, I'm trying to reconnect us to the main platform, National Streaming Sports. Shout out to Linda and Mac over there. I think what happened was we started a little early, and so because of that, it may have overlapped. So now I've got to re-add our audience. So give me one moment to do that. And my apologies for that. Keying up. But while I'm getting set up, how are you guys doing tonight?
Awesome.
All right.
I watched North Carolina lose after I put faith in North Carolina, and I feel like I should never, ever put faith in anything again. The Dallas Cowboys, the Carolina Tar Heels, everything lets me down.
Absolutely. I tried to tell y'all about those Tar Heels, but before we get there, Trilla, how are you?
I am very awesome.
You are very awesome. Very, very good. Yeah. So I don't know why Northeast Streaming Sports is not letting me on. So anywho, somebody must be going over the previous show. Whoever you are, get off the platform. We are missing tonight J Train, who is resting up, recovering. He and his wife, we wish you nothing but the best, J Train. Fern is with a family commitment as well with his daughter. So we miss you. And Kevin is somewhere nursing. Jim Behringer is caught up with some type of hockeying. And so it's myself and the other fellas, the real fellas, the other side of me. So just a small plug. I'm biracial. So this time I got my other brothers, from the other side. And so Strilla and Tip. All right, I think we're connected now. So welcome to Friday with the Fellas, guys. I'm hosted by Prim and Proper Sports. This is Mike Tipton. Right beside me to my right and below us is B. Strilla, Detroit and Dallas Cowboys fans, respectively. And hello to TC915, always a supporter. So good to have you in as always, TC. Hope you're having a great evening. And you guys download the Roku app so you too can be in the know when sports is going on. All right, y'all, it's March Madness. So we're going to kick out for that first and foremost, because we know that is what everybody is talking about. March Madness is where it's at. We are in a position where, like you said, coming on, Tip, teams are being eliminated off the top. And one of those teams was the Carolina Tar Heels. No shock there. I need to check my bracket. I don't know, Strilla, I hope I didn't put them as a winner today, because I really in my heart thought they wouldn't be.
Well, if you did, that's on you.
Oh, well, if I did, it didn't go any further than this one. Oops. How do we get a copy of those brackets anyway? Did they email you a copy of them?
No. You can go on the site. Once you go on the site and put on your information in there, when you get on a computer, I guess you could download it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've already got mine out, so.
Of course you do. So there you have it. So anyway, big games today going down. But let's before we get to the March Madness, because that's going to be the bulk of the show today, The clown show continues in New York. So sorry, Mac and Linda. Are you freaking kidding me? Mr. Crab Legs, y'all. Did you guys hear about that today?
Yeah.
I
Yes,
mean,
I did. No, you didn't pick it. No, you didn't pick North Carolina. However, how did you get all these? You got all. What did they have you do? Just pick all the winners when you got on here?
and we're gonna get to that in a minute, Strilla. I want to know about New York Giants hiring first, and then we'll go over to your questions and answers about the hate that's clearly starting to spew out because I have a few games that are in my pocket that were correct.
Okay, so I'll start off with the Giants. All right, like I was reading the chat. I'm really quiet in the chat from time to time, right? Like I'll put something out there just joking around, right?
Yep.
I said this on my show. I've said this a bunch of times over the last couple of weeks. If I'm the Giants, if I'm the Steelers, why do I want Aaron Rodgers? Jameis Winston to me is not worse than Aaron Rodgers is right now, right? Like you're not getting. They're saying hi, buddy. Say hi.
Hola, hola. Hola, hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? But Aaron Rodgers isn't like Jameis Winston and Aaron Rodgers to me are basically the same guy right now, right? So,
Ooh.
I mean, they are like Aaron Rodgers coming off the Achilles thing, just padding his stats, spamming passes over to Devontae Adams to help his buddy out so we can get another contract. Like the Jets were not good. The Packers, the reason why they kept continuing to lose was because of Aaron Rodgers making dumb decisions. Jameis Winston, at least it's going to be fun. There's not going to be any level of expectation on it. He's going to sit there for a year, maybe two, because they're more than likely going to draft Shadur Sanders or Cam Ward. I can't see a scenario here where Jameis Winston is the dude that runs the franchise for forever, and I wouldn't give anything to Aaron Rodgers at this point.
Why would they waste their time picking him, though? That's just like, dude, because
you know your team isn't going to be competitive. If the team's not going to be competitive, why bring out like an Aaron Rodgers who's going to sit there and complain when the team's not competitive?
So they're never going to be competitive. Is basically what you're saying, because this is a continuation at this point.
I mean, they're not going to be competitive this year. I don't see them being competitive next year. Like you let your guys sit back, follow, learn the NFL game, right? Like I don't see an issue with this. And I think Jameis Winston's a fun quarterback. I like me some Jameis Winston. I think he's goofy as all hell, but I like him. I don't wish any ill will towards him. He's the dumbest person in the history of mankind, maybe, but he's fun, and he's going to keep them in fun games. It's going to give the Giants something to talk about other than how bad the season is.
Trilla, please, Hartman. Thank you so much, Ted. We appreciate your commentary on the situation, but I need somebody that's not part of the NFC East to weigh in on this catastrophe.
Well, he should be happy because he's going to the Giants.
Yeah.
That's what it is. See, you don't see that little window right there. You don't see that little window. That's the Dallas Cowboy fan saying, "Good, I'm glad they got Jameis Winston 30 for 30. He can throw 30 interceptions and throw 30 touchdowns." But that's what I'm saying.
Like, so is Aaron Rodgers really like that much better of an option than what Jameis Winston is?
Nobody cares about Aaron Rodgers.
But that's who it's coming down to, right? It was either Aaron Rodgers or Jameis Winston or Russell Wilson. I'm a firm believer in thinking Russell Wilson's going back over to Pittsburgh. So it was just going to be between Jameis Winston, you draft someone, you throw him into the fire, or Aaron Rodgers.
What up, J Train? What up, family? And what up, J Train? To the 1A in cheap 3 cheeks. 1A 3 toes.
I'll be like that. It's Friday night. Let your hair loose.
I can't get it right. I can't too many words. That's what Mac used to do with Prim and all things football from a lady's perspective. Now I see it's a lot. But what up though to 1 ass cheek 3 toes? How you doing? And what up, J Train?
No, I love the comments that are coming in, and everybody's calling me. Is it hey 1 ass? Oh man, you guys are rich. I love it.
Okay, okay, gotcha. All right, so yeah, I guess it's the lesser of two evils. I noticed there's not that much of a rumble behind it. I'm sure if J Train were here, he's had a hands-on view from Jameis Winston for whatever purposes that served in New Orleans, and now he's going to another that being New York. I didn't see that coming, but oh well, at least he's still in the league, right, guys?
Mm-hmm. I guess, yeah.
And I mean, I think that was going to be the case anyway. Like, he's going to be a backup somewhere. Like, Jameis Winston, I know he gets a bad rap because he had the what was like the LASIK surgery and still wound up throwing a whole bunch of interceptions, right? Like,
oh yeah, he did
30 for 30.
But you know what you're going to get from him, right? Like, you're right. 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, 5,000 yards. It's going to be a fun time. He's literally there to be a human shield. Like right. Instead of saying the team is bad, we can be like, he's bad.
He's not going to be throwing for 5,000 yards in New York.
Oh, no. God, no.
Was he the one that said he praised to the Lord about his interceptions? Was he the one that said that?
Yeah.
That's wild.
He said he's asking God to deliver him from interceptions.
Talk about an unanswered prayer. Wow.
I hate to say this, but he has the same entertainment factor as one certain president we have.
Oh.
Because he says just about the most ignorant stuff I've ever. I'm like, dude, you went to college, right?
Dude,
I hope you learned something.
Stealing crab legs.
I love just the sound bites we got from him in Cleveland when he's like, I'm so blessed to be playing in some snow. Like, all of that was just.
Oh, it does sound remedial. Poor Jameis. Well, look how he spelled his name. James is.
In his defense, he's not the one that learned, like, he's not the one that gave himself that name. Someone else gave him that name. So
that's what I'm saying. So it's hereditary, his behavior, because it falls from someone else.
Much like 47.
There you go.
That is number 47.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on, guys. March Madness. Any other NFL news we should be filling in people on today?
The Lions signed Rock Yasin, cornerback. They also signed Monte Maddox as well. Those are the last 2 days. Yeah, that's an upgrade from what we had in the secondary from Vildor, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be letting go of Emmanuel Mosley too, because that dude's
that is big. All right, TC says Winston to New York. As a Cowboys fan, I love it. J Train says, of course, he's a bridge quarterback because they know they're getting Sanders, so they say. And he said, let's not forget 30 for 30 with 5,000 yards. No risk it, no biscuit was a thing before he tore his ACL. He was 6-2 with 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions under SP. So.
Well, right, I mean, he had weapons with the 5,000. He ain't getting 5,000 yards in New York. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I mean, I like Malik Neighbors, but when that's all you got, that's all you got, right? Like, he's not gonna get the 5,000. It's gonna be fun though. Like, that's what it's gonna be. It's just gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's just gonna be fun. I don't really have no other dialogue. Any Cowboys news? You guys, is Dak gonna be ready to go? Is Jerry selling the team yet? What's happening?
Me and Jerry are gonna go hang out in Miami, do some Scarface type activities. But other than that, I can't see anything else coming up.
That sounds like a vibe. All right, guys, we got this March Madness. Let's run through today's hoopla. We're going to start off the rip. I know we already know about Carolina falling, and that's North Carolina. And as a Duke fan, I must say congratulations for a job subparly done, and better luck next season. Duke, of course, still in it. Let's run through these scores right quick. Right now, Kentucky dominating Troy. That game is ongoing. 3 minutes and 40-some-odd seconds in the second half. New Mexico and Marquette are tied. 55-55 second half, 7:47 left. Akron and Arizona. Arizona look like they're going to get it done there in the second half as well. Plenty of time still left, 52-37. We went through the earlier scores today on the Mac and Jack show this morning, but the earlier scores for today, we went on yesterday's scores for that with the Mac and Jack show. Final today, Vandy falls to St. Mary's. Now, I don't think I picked that. I think I picked Vandy on that game, and I fell 59-56. It was a nail biter, number 10 versus number 7. UNC, Ole Miss wrangled and tangled them 71-64. Number 6 seed beating number 11. Grand Canyon getting absolutely annihilated by Maryland. The Terrapins 81-49, not acting like Terrapins at all. They were getting it done. Norfolk State molly-whopped by Florida. Did you not see it? 95-69. Of course, the Kentucky game ongoing. And UConn is coming up tonight at 9:25. They're the number 8 seed versus Oklahoma. That's going to be a big game because they're the number 9 and number 8 seeds respectively. And then right after that, about 20 minutes later, kicks off Xavier and Illinois, number 11 and number 6 seeds. I think Xavier could be the one to go above Illinois on that one. And then you got Michigan State. I know that's Bistrilla's squad, number 2 versus Bryant. Who is Bryant? I don't even know. I just know a guy named Bryant. Versus Michigan State, 10 p.m. Liberty and Oregon. The Ducks keep on quacking at the number 5, or do they get eliminated by Liberty? Are they freed by the Liberty at 10:10 tonight? And then tomorrow, you see everybody who won yesterday's games. Guys, what are and of course, hold on, I didn't give y'all the final score. My boys, hold on. Memphis loses to Colorado State, guys, 78-70. Lipscomb, the Christian University, unfortunately folding like lawn chairs to number 3 Iowa State, 82-55. So sorry, Lipscomb. I know someone that's an alum of there. Alabama. Looked like a close call, but they know how to party at number 2, 90-81 of Robert Morris. And Baylor getting it done against Mississippi State. Is that Mississippi State, guys? MS?
Yeah.
Yep. Mississippi State. I have to make sure. And and of course, my boys, they had the score of the last age I was before this year and the year I graduated high school. Duke getting it done 93-49. Did we ever doubt that they were going to do what they did best and win today's game? And so now they'll be going on, advancing on over into the next round. Hang on, let me see. Who was that Duke playing?
They're playing Baylor.
Mount St. Mary's. They're playing Baylor tomorrow, right?
Or Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah, guys. So what were your thoughts on today's March Madness?
I mean, it's like typical March Madness, right? Like you got the teams that are going to be really good that just go around slapping people around, like showing that Mount St. Mary's can't ever hang with Duke. So, I mean, they got that working for them. I think Carolina fans are going to be disappointed with Carolina, right? Because now all the talk is to come back to you were 1-13 versus the Q1 schools. Yep. And that's going to be the biggest issue that they have to deal with. I can say, though, like, we're not really seeing a lot of like the Cinderella upset stories, right? Like we got McNeese State yesterday.
Drake,
right? But like it doesn't really seem like it is over the last couple of years where like we just got Cinderella after Cinderella after Cinderella, like all the upsets. So it's to me like it's been fun because I love college basketball, but it's also been somehow boring at the same time.
Well, Colorado State did the upset on Memphis. That's a 12 upset and a 5.
Yeah.
So that's an upset.
Definitely. No one's seen that one coming. Cooper played today for Duke, probably his last Final Four and championship if he gets it done, because we know he's a number 1 ranked college player. Thank God his ankle was not broken. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know why they would play him in this game.
I was just going to ask you that. How did you feel about them playing him? Because he really didn't need to play.
He did not need to play. If he played, just stay a little bit just to stay warm. That's all I would have done. You played, let me see, did he play the whole game? I believe he did.
He played almost the whole game, yeah, because he was there in the fourth
game.
Yep.
And I feel like that was poor coaching. Because say, for instance, God forbid he does get an injury. He's already tweaked this ankle last week. Say he does that, it could not only end their chances for the playoffs, but it could be ending to his career or his draft possibility. You just never know. What are your thoughts, Tip?
I mean, if he wants to play, you let him play, right? Like it's basically a showcase. Like he's got to show that he's the number 1 player in college basketball right now. Like you said, he's probably going to be the number 1 overall pick. I think it does more damage to him if he misses the entire tournament rather than actually does some play. I was surprised he played as much as what he played. So maybe, dial it back there because you guys are right. He doesn't need to play against Mount St. Mary's. Like that game was never in question, right? Like it wasn't. They weren't going to lose that game because Cooper Flagg ain't playing. They were going to win that no matter what happens, right? But maybe some dudes just heal quick, and maybe he's one of those guys that he heals quick. He's good to go. Like he wasn't limping. He wasn't doing anything. He was fine.
Well, Proctor outscored him. He got 19 points. I guess that's because they finally let Cooper sit down. 14 points were his, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. But so did Foster. Foster had 12 points. Maluk had 11. So you had some big scorers, some big threes on that team for Duke, now going to 32-3. And Mount St. Mary's, you're right. They came into this at 23-13, and they were the number 16 seed. But let's be clear, I don't really think they should have benched him totally, because we have seen Duke be eliminated early on. So you just never know. So once they got up, though, this 20-point advantage. I mean, this is 50 points, guys. This is ridiculous. This is 56-point game.
If you took the 14 points, 14 points he scored, they still would have won.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is crazy. Like, let him go in there, play a few minutes to stay warm. If the game looks like it's getting away from you, then bring him back in. You don't have to play him all the way up to the third quarter or the top of the fourth to say, okay, he's playing, he's good. No, I disagree with that totally.
And for me, like, again, it's one of those games, like, I get it. The one has lost to a 16 seed twice now in the history of the NCAA tournament. Yep. That's all fun and games. It wasn't going to happen. I don't think there was any way that Duke was going to be one of those teams that loses that type of game, right? And this is something I was telling somebody yesterday whenever we were talking about, college basketball and everything like that. I hate watching those games. I still watched it because I'm a glutton for pain, but I'm watching
typical
this game.
Cowboys fan.
Yeah, and I knew, halfway through the first half, it was going to be a 20-point game. It winds up being a 50-point blowout, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, that's got to suck for Mount St. Mary's. You make it to the NCAA tournament just to pull Duke, and that's what makes it not fun for me, is to watch a team so good as Duke just beat up on Mount St. Mary's, which I guarantee none of us know where that's at.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many St. Mary's. I just don't know what Mount St. Mary is. I guess somewhere in some mountain. I'm sure Strilla's looking it up.
I guarantee you it's probably going to be in like a desert plain.
Some mount.
This is just like when UGA played
Maryland.
It's in Maryland?
Are there even mountains in Maryland?
Mount St. Mary's University is in Maryland.
Wow.
This
At
is
least
like
it wasn't a long
UGA
drive.
Played what's that school? TCU. It was absolute mess. Like those folks wasted their airfare getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, guys. So no big surprises today. Strilla, did you know the UNC probably was going to go down today?
I was on the same thing as Tip, because I thought they were going to win. They came in pretty hot after winning their tourney play-in game.
You see my face, right? Both of you guys see my face. Didn't I try to tell you guys in the chat?
Hey, Duke has that history of getting bounced out early, so don't be so.
I'm gonna.
Don't be getting too hussy now.
Yeah, don't be too hussy now.
I'm gonna make sure I keep.
I'm not a Duke fan. I'm not a Duke fan.
So I was watching that game, right, with Carolina, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, you had every opportunity you could to have won that game. You came out as slow as possible. You were down by 22 points at one point in this game. You were within 4. You missed 3 straight layups, like a bunch of wide open shots. To me, you deserve to lose that game. Like, if you can't make that stuff, you deserve to lose that game. And it's what's been Carolina's problem all year, right? Like, I'm an idiot for thinking that they were going to be able to turn it around in March when they don't play big in the big moments. And I don't know what it is. That's a team that has a lot of seniors and juniors on it. I don't know what it is with that team.
Yeah, just can't get right.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we got McNeese State against Purdue kicking off at 12 o'clock. So all you late sleepers can sleep in a little bit. Got noon. What do you guys think about that game? It's going to be 12-10 tomorrow. McNeese State, I think Purdue pulls this one out.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 versus number 12.
I mean, it normally happens that way, right? Like the 12 seed gets their win, then they get bounced out the next day. So
I always go with the Big Ten.
Okay, so even the next game, Arkansas versus St. John's. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. St. John's has the name and the legacy of being a good team, but Arkansas are no busters, even at the number 10 spot.
No, St. John's is whooping that ass. I'm sorry. St. John's has got a team above a team. In fact, that St. John's, if Florida comes all the way through like they're supposed to, that's going to be a matchup in the final 8, the Elite 8.
I'm excited.
Matchup, Florida and St. John's.
I'm excited for this matchup of Arkansas St. John's because you got Rick Pitino versus John Calipari, right? Like, that's going to make it fun. Other than that, like, I agree with you, man. Like, I don't see a scenario where St. John's doesn't win this game. Like, I'm surprised they're a 2 seed. Like, they should genuinely be a 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. Now, the next game you guys may think is a toss-up. Michigan, number 5, versus Texas A&M, number 4. All eyes on that game.
Well, you know who I'm wrong with. But Texas A&M is next. Texas A&M is Nate's team. So
but
he's talking mess.
Even though these are like your teams, statistically, what we see on paper. So if I saw Duke didn't have a chance, I'd be like, okay, y'all, I'm just hoping we win, but we probably not gonna win. Michigan versus Texas A&M, that's a second round, 5 versus 4. That's gonna be a good matchup. I mean, don't you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. So, like, and I think like Michigan's gonna have something to prove, right? Because they feel like they shouldn't have gone down to the wire. Let's not forget UC San Diego. They missed a late second 3 that could have sent that game into overtime. God knows what happens with that, right? Mm-hmm. So I think Michigan's gonna come out with something to prove. However, the annoying Texan in me is obviously going to go with Texas A&M. I'm all about anything Texas, so I cannot force myself to think that Texas A&M is going to lose this game.
Yeah, Michigan. I mean, people forgot too that the 2 teams that were picked up be upset was in this bracket, and that was Michigan and Texas A&M. Now, Texas A&M came out with flying colors by 10 points over Yale, but UC San Diego was a better team than people give people credit for. Michigan played a solid game, but they got to be better. But they came up on top, and they got 2 7-footers. So it'll be hard for Texas A&M. Texas A&M is like not the greatest offensive team. They go through their spurts. A
lot of droughts. Droughts.
They go through a lot of droughts, and they can't do that against Michigan. And they both play pretty decent defense too. So it'll be a good game. It'll be a low-scoring game.
I think this one I picked Michigan to move forward in a close game, and I really feel strongly that Michigan. I mean, sometimes I just go with the familiarity of teams that have been there before, that know how this goes, and sometimes even though it's different players, the coaching or the staff, somebody there has been there before. So sometimes it comes down to that, and just acting like you've been there. So it kind of the nerves and all that stuff is kind of settled or whatever. Next game, Drake versus Texas Tech. Now, Texas Tech is number 3. Drake is number 11. What are your thoughts on that one? That's going to be at 6:10 tomorrow.
Drake did an impressive job against Missouri. And Missouri was playing some good basketball, too, coming into the tournament. I can't talk. I don't know what's wrong with me today. But they're playing against Texas Tech. So on Texas, I have more feelings for Texas A&M than I do for Texas Tech. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I think Drake might upset them.
Yeah, I think I picked Drake on that one. It's funny because you were looking at my picks earlier, Trilla. Do you still have those pulled up?
Oh, Lord, woman.
Oh no, not Lord. Why?
No. I said Lord, woman.
Oh.
Let's see. You got Drake and Texas Tech, and you got Texas Tech winning.
Oh, I got Texas Tech winning?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
So I don't know if y'all can see the flag that's behind me, but that is a Texas Tech Red Raiders flag. I am a Texas Tech fan. I love me my Texas Tech. So you already know where this is going, right? Like, so my bias is showing hard right here. Texas Tech, we're going to wreck them. Drake stands no chance at all. Sun's up, guns up. It's happening, baby. Drake, it's a nice story. You're going home. Bye-bye. It was nice seeing you. Texas Tech moving on to the Sweet 16, baby.
So tell us who we should be watching for since that's your team. Tell us, who's the main stars, who's the big scorers that's going to pull that one out.
I do not watch college basketball, so I don't know. But I will tell you this. I am in the 97th percentile of my bracket right now, which means you can know jack squat about college basketball and still be in the 97th percentile.
All right. So for him to say Texas Tech, and then I picked them too, I'm excited. So
there we
go.
go.
Strilla, who'd you pick? Drake?
Yes, I did. Or did I?
Drake is about to get that Kendrick Lamar
Well,
treatment.
no, my bracket was screwed up anyway because I picked Missouri to beat Drake because I had that optimistic feeling that Tip had about Drake getting beaten. Nice to have you here, but bye-bye. But
hey,
nope,
Nate.
Drake came through.
Hey, Nate.
What up, Nate?
Nate, you should come on. We should get Nate to come on. We had a great time with Nate the Great the other day. He was on my Wednesday show. Such a nice guy. So cool and just a really nice person. And he's very knowledgeable, all things Lions and all things football, literally. And always an open invitation to jump on. And he's going to be joining me again the first part of April. Nate, you didn't text me back to confirm that. So please confirm that. April 2nd, I told you it was available, brother. And he says, go Lions. Keeping it going even in the off season. There you go, Nate. I ain't mad at you. All right, guys. So let's see. Next game, Creighton and Auburn. Auburn #1. Is it a no-brainer? Y'all quiet.
I mean, I guess so, right? Like Auburn, like once again, the 116 thing, right? So they beat a 16 seed. Cool for you. Creighton going in there handling Louisville. I was watching that game. I thought it was such a fun game to sit back and watch. Literally, Louisville tried to make the comeback. It was just, again, they did the North Carolina thing, right? Like you got down by so much, you weren't able to complete the comeback coming back from it. I don't see Auburn being a team that's going to fall by 20 points at any point in this game. And Auburn's got size. Auburn's got rebounders. Auburn even has a dude that fell on the floor, acted like he was injured, and all his teammates didn't believe him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all saw that clip or not. He's laying on the floor. All his teammates walk away. He's down the floor like, you guys are supposed to help me up.
That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy.
But, I'm going to tell you something about Auburn. Alabama State gave them a run in the first half. They played some terrific defense against Auburn. And they were no match athletically for Auburn, but they played some terrific defense on Auburn. And if you could do that, and Creighton is a way better team than Alabama State is, and Auburn better not go to sleep because Auburn had to pull away with like half of the last half of the half, in that game. So,
yeah,
Auburn better get their stuff together.
Yeah, I'm definitely not sold. I mean, you guys are feeling.
I'm not saying Creighton is going to win. I think Auburn's going to win. Let me be clear about that. But it could be if Auburn plays like they did against Alabama State, man.
It'll be a struggle. Yeah,
it'll be a struggle.
We just want to make sure because we don't want the wrong thing getting out. That your pick got jacked up because you told us one thing on the live, but then on your paper it says something else. So one thing about it, those paper picks are locked in, so they're locked.
And that's why I did my bracket. I shared the screen. I did my bracket in the middle of my show, so that way no one can say, "Oh, you didn't say that." Nope, I went with it. I had Carolina going all the way to the Sweet 16 like an idiot.
I told you. I tried to tell you, brother, that was not happening, and that was
that wasn't going to happen. I thought they might get out of a round, but they weren't definitely going.
Sometimes whenever you wake up, you mix your bourbon with your coffee. It's 8:00 in the morning. You're having yourself a good old time. You just don't have your mind right. All right, you all got to forgive me on this.
And it's okay, but sometimes costly mistakes come at those, at the bequests of those because of the mixed bourbon and coffee. And so just be glad it's not a financial loss and it's something you can learn from and, move forward. So
again, I will say this, as far as my financials go, I am in the 96.7 percentile of the NCAA tournament bracket.
Okay, Tip.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm just saying. I might not know anything.
Good for you, buddy.
I might not know anything, but I'm really lucky.
Can you get him a violin?
I don't know about a violin. There's some happy horns or something. I don't know.
I'm about to say, all that is a pat on the back.
How about some jazzy hands?
I'll do it for myself. I'll give myself a pat on the back.
I got a law professor, right? Every time she gets ready to tell us something, she's like, okay, guys, jazz hands. This is going to be something you're going to really need to know for the final. Jazz hands. And she does it every time. It's so funny. Shout out to the professor. You know who you are. Anyway, All right, so moving on to the next game here. Let's see. The next game we got coming up is BYU and Wisconsin. BYU number 6, Wisconsin number 3. Yeah, I think BYU just barely eked by, honestly. I thought they would have already been out.
I feel like you're doing a thing just like all the Big Ten teams versus all the Texas teams to see if me and B. Skrilla are going to get in like some sort of argument.
I promise you, I'm just going down the NCAA.
Hey, it just happened that way. I'm sorry.
They are literally right there on the. I'm literally. I'm just reading on my phone here. Look at this. I'm literally going straight down the line. I'm not. It's no rhyme or reason. This is what they thought. So your choice again, sir, is what?
I actually have BYU picking with the upset over here. Like, it's not really an upset to me. 3-6 isn't an upset, just like 9-8 isn't an upset. But I have BYU moving on.
Thriller.
I told you, Wisconsin.
Okay, who did I pick? Wisconsin. I think I picked Wisconsin. Oh, I'm gonna have to get it done next time.
I'm going back and forth. You pick Wisconsin. You pick Wisconsin too.
Oh my gosh. All right. I'm not going to ask you anymore. Next game, Gonzaga versus
number
1 Houston. This is the game that is a little disappointing to me because I know that Houston is number 1. Those guys looked really good last year. And y'all know they had that player that had passed away or something. So they just came out with a chip on their shoulder off the rip. Like they dedicated the whole season to him. And everybody loves a comeback story and loves a story out of emotion. And so that's kind of how I got a chance to know who they were last year, where they're back this year. This year, they're number 1, and they're versus a team that has been there before, Gonzaga, number 8, but Houston is number 1.
As much as I hate to say this, because El Paso is about as far away from Houston as you can get in Texas, like, just in case you don't realize how big Texas is, Houston is a full 13-hour drive away from where I live in El Paso, right?
Oh my God.
I am closer to, like, Salt Lake City than I am to the other side of Texas. But I'm going to go with Houston on this one. But I think, like, we need to start making Gonzaga like a blue blood, right? Like, they're always in the NCAA tournament. They're always in the conversation. I wouldn't be surprised if they knock off a number 1 seed here because they're Gonzaga. And I feel like Gonzaga being a number 8 seed is kind of disrespectful to Gonzaga.
Yep, that's exactly what I was saying. I mean, Strilla, you know what I'm going to ask.
I'm going through it right now.
I'm gonna have it.
You have Houston winning that one.
See, I felt like, but when I picked it, I felt like what Tim said. Like I felt like it's disrespectful to not pick Gonzaga. Like, who did you pick?
You know, I picked Gonzaga.
Yeah, anybody.
Houston is not the. Gonzaga's got too much of a current history of being in the tournament. Houston, not so much. And yeah, the sad stories are great. You know, just like Buffalo and Hamlin last year, this year. I mean, okay,
he's back
that's
better
good
than
for
ever.
The player. This person died, so I feel for that family and the Houston family.
It doesn't sound like it. The tone.
But Gonzaga, well, I'm just saying Gonzaga's going to be Houston. I just don't see Houston winning that game. I just don't.
Okay.
Gonzaga's too experienced to me.
Who'd you pick, Tip? Houston, right?
I picked Houston, yeah.
It's so weird. Most of the times, Tip and I are picking together, and he's 97% correct. So,
I mean,
only one time I picked with Strilla.
I was fully expecting my bracket to go from the 98th percentile today because it was at 98.8. I was expecting it to go down to like 42.1 because my time is due, right? Like I need to cash out all my bets right now because I know the cliff is about to come. I am right there.
Oh, you put bets on yours.
I did with our friends over at BetUS.
Yes, I think this is a great time to go ahead and plug them in real quick. I was just thinking about that. So with that being said, we're going to give a small shout out. Well, not a small one. We're going to give a big shout out to our friends over at BetUS. And we'll take a quick break and we will be, let me make sure I get the banner off of here. No, there it is. Oh, child, these controls. We'll all be right back. And this will give Strilla a chance to look and see what else I've got cooking behind the scenes because clearly, my choices are not as what I thought. So there's that. We'll be back, guys.
National Streaming Sports is brought to you in part by BetUs.com, designed for true fans. NFL odds, Week 1 and futures, college football odds, including Heisman Trophy favorites and playoff odds, NBA odds of division winners and playoffs, Major League Baseball playoff and World Series odds, the National Hockey League Conference playoffs and Stanley Cup odds, and boxing wagers. Betting opportunities include versus the spreads and outright winners, also during the game. Use our link on our website, nessp.info, the Bet Us Opportunities webpage, for a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. Must be 21 years old, and remember, bet responsibly.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. And don't forget to also download the Roku app so that you too can be in the know when we are having our shows. This is Prim and Proper Sports Friday with the fellas. Let me switch back over to my little platform here so I can get our drop back coming back up. And here we are here. All right, guys. So we're back. This is Friday with the fellas. I got Trilla, Striznitz, and I got Mike Tip, just the tip, the tipping point, all that stuff. Please don't flag me, YouTube. This is literally this gentleman's name.
Oh, B Skrilla wasn't here for that conversation. That's that's the name of my LLC.
I just got a $5 check from Facebook. Please let me keep it, okay? I am monetized.
All I was going to say is it is the name of my LLC, JTT LLC, but it's not spelled JTT. It's the entire thing LLC.
And
that's all right. I feel you, man.
And they allow this, you're saying?
Solamente el puntote. They do it all the time. Like it's perfectly fine.
Okay, es muy importante. Para ti en futuro, okay?
Hey, I'm good with it. Let's go.
All right, and all right. So we had to go ahead and get that little plug in there. So maybe I don't know how to bet or anything, but thanks for that shout out there, Tip, for reminding us. This is the time for all you folks that are out there. They really need some coins. Go right ahead and just partake and download the Roku app. All right, guys.
Breaking news real quick. New Mexico. No, New Mexico has beaten Marquette 75-66, and Kentucky has beaten Troy 76-57.
I got Kentucky. I did not pick. Did you say Marquette?
Yes, you said Marquette.
I didn't pick them. You said New Mexico won?
New Mexico won. Yep. You picked Marquette.
Yeah, I know.
No, hold on. Bear with me. I got the wrong one. Yep, you did pick Marquette. So did I. So don't feel bad.
Just so we know, I picked New Mexico on this one. Just so we're clear on this. I'll share my screen.
Of course you did. You got 97%. Okay, whatever, man.
I'm just saying. Once again, I am living proof. You don't have to know anything to be good.
Hey, you want to know what my overall percentile is? Tip.
You're gonna be 97.1.
It's 80%.
Okay. Hey, you know what? That ain't nothing to laugh at, man. That ain't nothing to laugh at.
I'm very proud of you all. For
what's Sonja's percentage? I want to know that one because I've heard a lot of
0%.
Does it give my percentage?
No, it's got 0% on it. Because you want to know why? Because you picked everything after everybody won.
What?
This is like because you
got
green checks. You got green checks by games that were passed when you put this in.
Yeah, but I have. So listen, let me just tell you this in case you want some real honesty. I have a printed out version that I did 2 days ago before the games were played. I'll be glad to provide a screenshot in the group chat. You will not tell me that I've chosen the wrong teams based off of cheating.
Well, I will tell you that you don't have an overall percentile.
I should from today's game. He said, awesome, Michael Robert Tipton. Oh, wow, your whole government.
Yeah, I was about to say, all that came out now, huh?
Miguel Roberto Tipton.
Ya tú sabes.
Veo siempre.
He said, let's talk. Uh-oh.
That is Michael Whitler. He actually runs a golf course here in El Paso. Something that they're going to do, helping out the veterans. As an Air Force veteran myself, I'm always involved in like some of those things like that. So yeah, Michael, anytime you want me, brother, I got you. Especially for my brethren.
And thank you for your service, Mike. And thank you so much, Michael, for joining us tonight and for all that you do for the veterans. And yeah, Striller, weren't you in the military as well?
Yeah, I was in the Navy.
Thank you both for your service. I'm always surrounded by guardsmen. I'm always surrounded by guardsmen on this platform. J Train
makes you feel protected, don't it?
Yeah.
Yes, J Train is also a service member.
Yes, he is Army.
Yes, so we got everybody up in here just representing.
I can't wait till we get the Space Force veteran in here.
Oh my goodness. Mr. Whitler says to you,
I'd rather have a Coast Guard.
He said he loves you and Uncle Bernie thanks you too.
So if I can, just a shout out to the El Paso Chihuahuas, the AAA affiliate of the San Diego Padres. Angelo Olivas involved with them. Bernie Olivas is actually the president of the Sun Bowl Association here in El Paso. The Sun Bowl is one of the oldest bowl games there is out there. Bernie Olivas does a great job with that, so shout out to them. Y'all got to come visit the city of El Paso, man. You want sunshine 300 days out of the year? We got you. We also have a ton of wind, so just take it as it comes.
Yeah, if you want to be sliced and diced and you want to learn how to get nice, learn how to dance real fast, get out there in that sand. Thank you so much, Michael.
Let's make some salsa.
So Sonja got to witness it. I think it was on Wednesday whenever I went outside for the dust storm.
What's up, Gary? Tip, what up? He says. Hello, Gary.
Shout out, Gary. Hope you're doing good, my brother.
Yeah, I thought he was in Dubai. I was like, where is he? Like in Egypt, Dubai, some Pakistan? Like it was. You could hear the wind howling through the door. Like, there's no need to even own a vacuum cleaner because.
Why do you say it's got to be from Dubai though? They got wind like that, Dubai.
I was about to say she's just looking at the beard, brother. That's all it is.
No,
she sees the beard.
No. I'm talking about from the sand.
Okay,
never mind. Let me just stop. It's getting worse. All right, so moving along, UCLA
we love
number
you, Sonja.
7 versus Tennessee. Tomorrow at 9:40, I got Tennessee, okay? And I know I got it. I don't need nobody to look for it. They're the number 2 versus UCLA. What do you guys say? Does anybody got UCLA? Anybody?
Hell to the no.
My friend,
I don't.
My friend, I believe that I will have the UCLA.
Oh, my God. The show is over. We thank everybody for
watching. Come on now. Come on. I can get away with it. Like, I look at me.
Michael says, see you on the tee.
We'll see you out on the tee, brother.
Moving along. Sunday's games, of course, are to be determined against Florida. And the Florida game is to be determined. However, St. Mary's CA, what is that? Convent Ascensuant? What's the CA? Country ass? What is it? St. Mary's Convent Association?
Probably.
I'm going to assume it's California.
Oh,
yeah, that could be it. Yep.
Okay, there you go. Well, St. Mary's number 7 versus Alabama that knows how to party number 2 is Sunday, March 23rd. Baylor and Duke are going to be playing. We mentioned that 9 versus the 1 seed. And then everybody else is to be determined for the rest of the day, except for Colorado State and Maryland have been solidified.
Did we do McNeese? Did we do McNeese and Purdue?
Let me see. We have.
That was the first one we started off with.
Yeah, I think we already said that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
But they don't have that listed on. Oh, you're talking about for the outcome? Who won the game?
No, that's for tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow when they play. I think it's tomorrow. McNeese and Purdue.
Who you guys got in that game? I got Purdue.
I got Purdue too.
I don't generally pick teams that I don't even know who they are. Honestly.
I mean, I'm like I said, and I want to give a shout out to Gary. Gary's from North Carolina.
Oh man, y'all took that L. Go Duke. Go Duke.
Hey, look at. So they're showing March Madness on Paramount, right? And Kenny the Jet Smith picked UNC to go all the way. So now he has to put red marks all the way down there. I said, you big dummy. Why would you even pick that to go all the way to the finals? Tip. All the way to the finals.
Thank you so much for joining the show. I'm a Duke fan, an avid Duke fan since I was 14. So that's been like 36 years ago now. So I'm a full-grown Duke fan. And since the Bobby Hurley days, all that. Okay, so so sorry. You guys rest up for next season. Bye-bye.
Well, and like I said, like, so I'm a Texas Tech fan, but I always supported Carolina because I was born on Jordan's birthday in his rookie season. So it was always just like that connection, right? So for me, it was like I was always just a big Jordan fan. So I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for Carolina. But
you lived there for a minute.
Yeah, and I was stationed in Goldsboro, North Carolina at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. The jokes write themselves with the name of that Air Force Base. But like my guy Gary, like he's been talking about, all the stuff with Carolina. Y'all, whenever you talk about North Carolina, you make me want to move back. And I agree with him. You've had a hard life being
It's been an amazing life. And I can't wait till we get this championship. We're gonna show you guys that you made a mistake extending your coach again. He is garbage. Yay.
B. I feel like the loss is coming this weekend, my brother. Like the way she's talking about it.
No, I'm gonna.
I wait until they play Arizona. That's when I got them bound out against Arizona. Arizona's more experienced.
He said I got bad parenting. Wow.
All right, now Gary, you're going above and beyond.
Gary, so I was raised by my grandparents, and they really did. Like I was just type of child. They did really good parenting. Honestly, I just was, bucking the system. I'm just gonna be my own person, just like I am today.
Did.
I hate to say
about,
you just made individual bad choices. That's all.
Sticking with losers. You've been taught to settle for less by going with the Tar Heels. So what does that show about your upbringing that you settle for average or less? I settle for less.
They had Michael Jordan.
Thank you, Gary. So glad that you're on here.
So they had the greatest of all time. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So
so
what do y'all think? I mean, who's your big upset for tomorrow?
I again, like I can't really call it an upset because like if a team wins, I think it's going to be Gonzaga, but I don't think Gonzaga is an 8 seed, right? Like I don't know why they're getting disrespected being an 8 seed here, and I get it. Like they play in whatever conference they play in. It's not the big conferences, but when was the last season Gonzaga wasn't in the NCAA tournament? This is a team that's in the tournament
I can't remember
all the time.
I know they've
been in this entire century.
They beat Duke back in the 90s, and I had never heard of them. And I remember, like, old school, when we had the Atlas map books.
But who hasn't beat Duke?
Go through that book. Yeah, where the heck is Gonzaga?
She's really going to end the show now, Tip.
I know.
What did you say, Tip?
I said, but who hasn't beat Duke?
So it was great having Tip on tonight. And, he had to jump off. Him and all his loser friends that are joining us in the comments. They keep coming on and coming for me, and they must have. I'm not a bandwagon. Gary said I've been a fan since '88. I was a kid then, so no bandwagon here.
So Sonja, just so you know, I chose Duke to win the national championship. Like I think they're going to win the national championship.
Oh, I thought you said Florida. Okay, great. We're
I hope that kind of that fixes the gap between us.
It does. But your friends, this Gary person is your friend?
Yeah, no, me and Gary go way back.
A sidebar with him about respect on the stage because he's now saying I'm a bandwagoner and he's enticing you to say things that you wouldn't normally say about me. So I need to make sure that your fans are ringed in when they come on.
I did not say anything about you. I was just talking about Duke.
Yeah, but it was a derivative of what I started chatting about. So,
I mean, whenever your school is named after a bowel movement, you got some problems.
Well, it's not spelled the same way. That's why spelling and reading is very important. There's also Duke's mayonnaise, so with an S on it, of course. All right, so
there ain't a person in my life that likes
forgot about Duke's mayonnaise.
All in fun here. You didn't know any better choosing Duke. Oh, Gary, you're still talking about it. Oh my gosh. All right. So anyway, he's really bothered that Carolina lost today. I'm so sorry.
That moonshine must be hitting hard today.
It's really hitting hard. Poor guy. He just can't let it go. He's typing as fast as he can. All right.
When I lived in Carolina, man, I got some of the best moonshine I had.
Yes, I mean we make it right there in the foothills. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, tip after minutes. All right, so you guys, so Strilla, let me ask you, since our picks are already locked in, are you riding this whole Florida thing, or you think Duke will go all the way down to the wire as well?
I don't have Florida or Duke in the finals.
Oh, who you got? Alabama knows how to party.
No, hell no.
They
showed me they were having a hard time against Robert Morris.
Michigan
Come on.
versus Michigan State, don't you? Both of the Michigan.
Nope, hell no. Ain't got Michigan in there. Michigan's going to get ousted out. If they don't get beat by Texas A&M, they're going to get beat by another team. Auburn, they got to play Auburn, whoever wins out of that.
Those
so they ain't going to win that game.
Is that who you got?
No, I got Michigan State and Gonzaga.
For the finals?
Yep.
Oh, you are dead. I can't wait for them to get eliminated. It's going to be quick and over. Make sure you're available.
No, it ain't. Honey. First of all, Michigan State's got the best team in the NCAA tournament with the best coach right now. So I'd be careful.
What are they ranked? What are they ranked? What are they ranked?
What do you mean were they ranked?
What is Michigan State ranked? Because Duke and Florida and all them, they're top tier. Let's go and look real quick.
So is Michigan.
Let's see. Are they number one though? Are they?
Number one don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
You gotta earn that number one. So I said, when Duke plays Arizona, we're gonna find out.
You know what? Gary brought up a good point. I actually had Tennessee not in the Final Four, but I thought Tennessee was gonna make a good run for it.
Who did I get in Tennessee?
And Gary looks like
I had Tennessee getting eliminated by Kentucky.
So my Final Four is Texas Tech, Michigan State, and then Duke versus Houston.
Ooh, I don't even got Houston going that far.
Yeah.
Can you provide my Final Four for me, Strilla, please?
Auburn, she's got all the number ones except for Kentucky, and I don't know how you have Kentucky as in your Final Four.
Moonshine.
No, because it's Kentucky. Like you guys said about Gonzaga, it's Kentucky.
Yeah, but
Gonzaga's better than Kentucky.
Yeah.
So who are the teams I have?
You got Auburn, Florida, Duke, and Kentucky, all number one seeds, except for Kentucky, by the way.
Yeah, so
that's the easy way to go. See, I take the hard.
Wow.
I don't try to go off all the number ones.
No, I'm going off of fact. I went down this and just picked which one I thought. I mean,
well, no, you didn't. That's not fact. That's thought. That's two different things.
Okay, well, what's our
just like I think that Michigan State and Gonzalez are going to be in a final. That's what I think. Whether it's fact or not is to be determined.
Yeah, nothing can be factual yet. We've not gotten there. We've not gotten there. All right, tonight's games is wrapping up as y'all. This has been a really fun show. We're actually almost at the top of the hour. 19 seconds left in the second half, but this game is over with Akron and Arizona.
Yeah, that was put to bed.
The Oklahoma-UConn game just kicked off. We'll have time to watch that because it's the first half. 16-21 UConn leading by 5. Xavier is also, well, it said it was supposed to kick off at 9:48. Excuse me, I don't see it yet. I don't see it has started.
Oh, it started. Anyway, it just started.
Okay, and my device may be a little slow. All right, guys. Any other closing notes before we wrap it up like an early Christmas present and stick a bow on it?
0-17 for the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm happy.
Oh Lord, don't do that, dude. Don't be like that.
I mean, well, now that the Giants have drafted, I can't even.
Yeah, as long as the Giants are playing, you got 2 wins right there.
No, I mean, Jameis Winston, he's a buzzsaw. He's going to be so hard for us to beat. Like, that's the greatest quarterback in the history of Tampa Bay's franchise.
Okay.
Really?
Okay. You were doing well, and then you weren't.
See, yeah. See, he don't even believe it himself. That's why he's over there laughing.
It's the funniest thing I've heard like all day. Thank you for that laugh, and thank you everybody for the likes, loves, shares, and comments. This show will re-air at 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Roku Network and on YouTube, and also tomorrow morning on the Huddle Sports Network. Myself, Strilla, and Tip will bid you all a good night, and I will see you guys on Sunday morning on the big football show. Everybody be blessed, and good night.
Go Wolverines, go Sparta.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.